The rumble of the electric engine was a smooth, almost comforting hum against the vibrant jungle sounds filtering through the Explorer's open roof. Donald Gennaro, ever the pragmatist, leaned forward in the passenger seat, his tie slightly askew in the humid air, yet his eyes wide with a very unlawyerly wonder. He glanced back at the children, Lex and Tim Murphy, who were practically vibrating with pent-up excitement in the back seats. "Incredible, isn't it?" he murmured, more to himself than anyone. Lex, perched precariously on the edge of her seat, clutching a video camera almost as big as her head, didn't even register his words, her attention utterly consumed by the verdant landscape unfolding around them. Tim, however, ever the dinosaur aficionado, piped up, "Are we going to see the Brachiosaurus first?" Mr. Hammond said there by the lake. Gennaro chuckled. "Patience, Tim. Let's let the park unfold its wonders at its own pace." He secretly hoped the Brachiosaurus was indeed first. He had been skeptical of Hammond's ambitious project, seeing it as a potential lawsuit minefield, but even he had to admit, the pre-tour briefing had been persuasive. And now, witnessing even this initial glimpse of Jurassic Park, a thrill he hadn't felt since childhood tingled within him. Behind them, in the second Explorer, Dr. Alan Grant and Dr. Ian Malcolm were engaged in their own, predictably contrasting, observations. Grant, usually gruff and focused on paleontology, was leaning forward, his gaze sharp and analytical, but a faint smile playing on his lips. Jurassic Park, from what he'd seen so far, was a paleontologist's dream come true, albeit a slightly surreal one. Malcolm, on the other hand, was in his element, gesturing expansively as he expounded on the marvels of chaos theory, now ironically turned into a symphony of order and control. "Remarkable, isn't it, Alan?" Malcolm gestured towards the perfectly manicured path and the ingeniously concealed electric fences that hummed faintly in the background. "Humankind, for once, seemingly bending chaos to its will. Though, I must say, I'm rather disappointed. Where's the edge? The unpredictable element? This is all, remarkably, well, planned." Grant simply nodded, his eyes fixed beyond the manicured pathway, catching a rustle in the dense foliage to their left. "Planned is good, Ian. Planned is safe. Especially when you're dealing with creatures who haven't walked this earth in millions of years." He pointed. "Look." A clearing opened up to their left, revealing a breathtaking vista. A vast, sun-drenched lake shimmered in the distance, and grazing peacefully by its shores, a herd of Brachiosaurus. Their immense necks stretched high, reaching for the topmost leaves of the towering trees that lined the water's edge. The sight was simply awe-inspiring. Lex finally tore herself away from her video camera and gasped, "Oh my gosh. They're real." Tim was speechless, pointing with a trembling finger. "Brachiosaurus. Look at them. They're even bigger than I imagined." Gennaro, even in his jaded lawyerly heart, felt a wave of pure, unadulterated wonder wash over him. They were real. Living, breathing dinosaurs. Jurassic Park was not just a concept, it was a tangible, breathtaking reality. The explorers slowed to a gentle stop at a designated viewing point. A pleasant, automated voice, emanating from the vehicle's speakers, announced, "Welcome to the Brachiosaurus paddock. Please remain seated in your vehicles and enjoy these gentle giants in their natural habitat. Information panels are available on your touch screens for further details." The children immediately dove into the touch screens, excitedly scrolling through images and facts about the Brachiosaurus. Gennaro, however, couldn't take his eyes off the dinosaurs themselves. They were magnificent, moving with a slow, deliberate grace that belied their immense size. He watched as one lowered its head to drink from the lake, the water rippling around its massive jaws. In the second Explorer, Grant was equally captivated, but his scientific curiosity was overriding simple awe. "Look at their movement," he murmured to Malcolm. "So fluid, so natural. Hammond's team, they've really done it, haven't they?" brought them back to life, and seemingly, given them a good one. Malcolm, surprisingly subdued, simply nodded. Indeed. It's impressive. More impressive than I was willing to admit. He paused, then added with a wry smile, perhaps chaos does appreciate a well-structured environment occasionally. The automated tour continued smoothly. After the Brachiosaurus lake, they traversed through the Triceratops pastures, where families of three-horned dinosaurs grazed contentedly, their frilled heads moving rhythmically as they cropped the vegetation. They passed through the Gallimimus Valley, witnessing a breathtaking display of speed and agility as a flock of the bird-like dinosaurs raced across the open plains, a blur of feathers and motion. Each enclosure was designed to mimic the dinosaur's natural habitat, complete with carefully curated flora and fauna, creating an illusion of prehistoric wilderness that was both convincing and utterly mesmerizing. Lunch was at the visitor center's elegant restaurant, overlooking another panoramic view of the park. Hammond, beaming with pride, joined them, his enthusiasm infectious. "Well, what do you think?" "Remarkable, wouldn't you agree?" he asked, directing his question to Grant. Grant, chewing thoughtfully on a surprisingly delicious dinosaur-themed burger, nodded. "It's extraordinary, John. From a paleontological perspective, it's beyond anything I could have imagined. The dinosaurs are healthy, they're behaving naturally. The park, it's working." Hammond puffed out his chest, clearly pleased. "Working perfectly. As I always knew it would. Ingenious engineering, meticulous planning, and a healthy dose of wonder. That's the key, my dear doctors, Mr. Gennaro, my dear children. Wonder." Malcolm, still slightly skeptical but undeniably impressed, raised his glass of champagne. "To wonder," he echoed, a genuine smile gracing his lips. After lunch, the tour continued, shifting to the more predatory inhabitants of the park. They cautiously entered the Dilophosaurus enclosure, keeping a respectful distance as the frilled, venom-spitting dinosaurs stalked through the dense undergrowth. The explorers were equipped with reinforced glass and automated locking systems, all tested and retested, Hammond had assured them. The Dilophosaurus, though smaller than the Brachiosaurus, were still a formidable sight, their movements quick and predatory. "They spit venom, right?" Lex whispered, her earlier bravado slightly diminished. Tim, however, was thrilled. "Yeah. And it paralyzes you," he exclaimed excitedly. Gennaro, despite himself, felt a prickle of unease, but the automated voice calmly reassured them, Dilophosaurus venom expulsion zone is contained within the inner paddocks. Our vehicles are equipped with full biohazard protection. Please remain inside the vehicle for your safety and enjoyment. As they continued, the sun began to dip towards the horizon, casting long shadows across the landscape. They reached the Tyrannosaurus Rex paddock just as the golden light bathed the clearing in a warm glow. The air was thick with anticipation. Even Malcolm, usually so effusive, was unusually quiet, his gaze fixed on the dense foliage that surrounded the viewing area. "And now," the automated voice announced, with a touch of theatrical flair, "you are about to witness the majesty of the apex predator of the Jurassic period. Tyrannosaurus Rex." A low rumble echoed in the distance, growing steadily louder. The ground vibrated faintly beneath the explorers. And then, it emerged. Not with a roar of aggression, but with a slow, deliberate stride that radiated power and dominance. The Tyrannosaurus Rex was even more awe-inspiring than any depiction they had ever seen. Its massive head, its powerful jaws, its sheer size, it was a creature of myth made flesh. It walked into the clearing, its amber eyes scanning the landscape with an unnerving intelligence. It paused, sniffing the air, then slowly lowered its head to drink from a nearby watering hole, its massive muscles rippling beneath its scaled hide. It was a creature of immense power, yet here, in its carefully constructed habitat, it was serene. The group watched in captivated silence, the only sound the gentle hum of the explorers and the distant calls of birds. Even Gennaro, the lawyer hardened by years of cynical dealings, felt a sense of profound awe. This was not just a theme park, it was a window into another world, a testament to human ingenuity and the enduring power of nature. As the sun finally set, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, the tour concluded. The explorers returned to the visitor center, the passengers buzzing with exhilaration and wonder. Hammond greeted them again, his face radiating satisfaction. "Well? Was it everything you hoped for?" he asked, his eyes twinkling. Grant, for once, had no cynicism to offer. He simply nodded, a genuine smile spreading across his face. "John, it was perfect. Truly, perfectly wonderful." Malcolm, agreeing for once with Grant, added with a touch of his characteristic flourish, "Indeed, John. You've managed to create something truly extraordinary. A testament to the potential for harmony, even amidst the chaos." As they departed Jurassic Park, leaving behind the gentle giants and apex predators bathed in the soft glow of park lighting, Gennaro looked back, a thoughtful expression on his face. He had come to Jurassic Park expecting to find flaws, expecting to find risks, expecting to find something to criticize. Instead, he had found wonder, he had found seamless execution, and he had found something truly remarkable. Perhaps, he mused, humanity was capable of more than just chaos. Perhaps, sometimes, they could create something truly beautiful and truly safe. And perhaps, just perhaps, Jurassic Park was proof of that very thing.